Hey, my name's Kurt, and you've made it to the daily draw. Come on. You too, Oliver. So today we are going to take a look at drawing riverbanks. Now riverbanks are pretty good because they incorporate a couple different things, and so let's start with a bigger principle, and let's first talk about drawing flags because that has a big impact of drawing riverbanks. You'll be like, what? Well, I'm going to show you. I never leave you hanging. So here is a very simple flagpole, and let's go ahead and look at this waving flag right there. Okay, and if we draw a waving flag, we're going to let's get the sides of it here like this, and then this is going to come up, and this is going to come up, and this is going to come up, just like that. And then we'll get the back side as well. So there is a waving flag. Let's go ahead and look at this going in the opposite direction, okay? So we're going to start up here, and I'm going to get this S curve, okay? And then we'll do one of these things here, and we'll bring that around, and this comes down like this, okay? And we want to get the back side of that, and I'm just gonna erase my line there slightly so there's no confusion of what I'm trying to communicate. We'll get this one up here as well. Okay, so this is how we draw a flag. So what does this have to do with drawing a bank? Well, I'm going to show it to you now. So just to get this idea right down. Okay, so how does this idea of drawing a riverbank incorporate into what we just drew, this flag? And you could kind of see where I'm going with this right in front of you. But this is a common occurrence in natural settings and something that we need to understand. It also will occur in cliffs along the seashore. You'll see the same thing happen. So you'll see it happen in a small environment, and you will also see it in a Grand Canyon environment. But essentially what we're talking about here is, let's just quickly rough in this cliff here. And once again, I'm going to think of shape. I'm thinking of shape here. And I'm just kind of roughing in the left-hand side here. Just like a flag. All right, so down here, let's bring in this edge. Let's bring in this edge. And this one here. And this one back here. And I'm going to, this guy is coming around here, but then he has the base that also comes around. You'll see the same thing happen a lot of times in, well, it happens a lot in desert type of landscapes. But if we are familiar with how to draw these things, then when we're in the situation, it will be a breeze. It won't require us to think about how to do this. Then I've got the far bank that's coming in, and then over here I've got this little bluff that's coming on that side there. Okay, so let's go into, now we've got our shape. We've also even gone beyond shape. So we oftentimes draw with this idea that we go from shape, oops, shape, volume, detail. Shape can also, you could also replace shape with gesture. We could use those terms interchangeably. So we have our, kind of put our shape down. We jumped into volume already by giving this volume. We've incorporated this idea of overlap. Overlap is like this. You see that? And we're using overlap in our cliffs. There's overlap, there's overlap. And this gives a sense of depth of looking back at something. So let's continue getting some detail now in this. And you can see I'm going to incorporate some surface lines here. And you can see as it gets back here, the value is much more darker than when we get up toward the front. As I add that deep crevice, it makes, let's see, I'm going to put this as A. It makes A jump forward. You see that? So here it is. As I darken that value in that crevice, it will lighten this idea here. So let's bring this guy around here. I also sometimes like to curve that cliff, and then even as things get closer, you can even add a certain amount of grasses to the area. All right. You could even, if you could even then add some mounds, islands, or mounds down in here. This could be a rather large set of boulders. Get some surface lines in here. Let's get some surface lines back here on this cliff in the distance. More surface lines. Okay, so that gives you a good idea of drawing cliffs in this format. Now let's look at it using a stream type of setting. All right. So let's quickly take a look at this. And I'm going to drop my horizon line in. And again, I'm drawing shape here. So this is going to come in like this, almost, and this is going to come in here like this. And then I'm going to, like, oh look, I got a little mass there. I got a mass. I got a shape here. This is coming down here. I got another shape there. I got a shape here, and I can see that it just starts to blend in. This seems to circle around quite a bit there, and this goes off there. I got a tree here, so let's just put something here. Just again, shape, gesture. There's another tree kind of coming in there. Big tree coming in the picture over here. Where's he landing? Right about there. I'm I'm also holding my pencil during my gesture or the shape phase toward the back of it. And let's see, got that. Okay, great. All right, let's go into, now I'm going to move into more detail here. Okay. And there is this little overhanging bank here, and then underneath, and look at this here. I'm going to exaggerate this idea here. So the surface of this dirt is dripping over, and then it hits with underneath this bank. You see that? Almost like a wave. That is a real exaggeration, but you get the idea. Maybe I have some rocks down here. And we could see this coming down here as well. And it's coming over here. This is all very dark in value. What's happening on this side here? Okay, this is also, let's try this guy here. Got a little bit of a rock here, maybe. Got some grasses here. Let's group them together and then surface lines. All right, got some trees here. I think next week we're going to talk all about tree roots. And we'll do some more. I was looking at was just checking out to see what we've done already and what areas might be helpful to take a look at. All right. Here is then our stream bed, and now we can just, we could do some surface lines of like, get a sense of where the water's coming and flowing. You could even add a few rocks here. They're not in the picture, but they will give a sense. And if you're so obligated, I'm just going to drop in maybe a stump or a log here that fell. It may have just ruined my picture, but hey, that's the way we roll on a Monday, if we're like, hey, let's just drop a tree in here and see if we could ruin our picture. That's okay. Let's see what I can do here to maybe save this. This guy's going to have a little bit of shadow underneath. Try not to take ourselves too seriously, right? When we relax and just kind of enjoy the process, it makes it, it just makes it better. When we don't take ourselves too seriously, when we start getting hung up with all that stuff, then we really need to take a break. Okay, so there you go. And we got some Little shadow there. Little reflection of this tree in the water, and this tree also is going to have a bit of a reflection. And even here's a little extra tip before I sign off. Let's do it right here. This guy, you have this bank coming around. Well, believe it or not, this bank is also going to have a bit of reflection in this water. So is this guy here. And this guy, and this guy. Rocks are going to have a little bit of a reflection. And there you go. Okay, I think that does it for today. That does it for this morning. You get an idea of drawing this idea. Let's remove this picture and just quickly review. You know, this idea of overlap. But in this case, we are using this idea of a riverbank, which is going to be very, very, very common. And we find the early basis of this idea in drawing a waving flag. There it is right there. The waving flag. A dad who draws.